Hey, welcome back to Random American. Today I'm changing the oil on my 2020 Indian Chieftain, and I want to show you the basics of how to do it, and it's not really that hard, so let's get into it. Alright, start off with basic tools you need. Ratchet, this is just something I picked up out of my work truck. I have a 6mm Allen on it. You can use just a regular old Allen wrench. Again, this is just what I picked up. Doesn't have to be nothing fancy. Then I have a 6-quart drain pan already draining because I forgot I was going to do a video on this. And I have a set of oil filter pliers if we need it to get the old filter off. Maybe 50-50. Sometimes the filters on these like to hermetically seal whenever they get a lot of heat on them, and I've been riding this thing pretty good. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll show you the simple stuff you need to do, and hopefully you can do maintenance on your own bike. Okay, so as you can see right under here, give you some reference. There's the kickstand. Right there are two plugs that go up underneath of here. One is for your primary case, and the other is, I think, for your oil tank side. Don't hold me to that perfectly. So all you do is take both of them out. Drain pan underneath here. This is a low profile drain pan-ish. It's 6 quarts. I didn't warm this thing up before, which was a mistake. And it's going to pretty well fill most of this. It's about 5.5. But yeah, that's pretty much on the basic side of it. I'll come back whenever we're going to be doing the filter. Just a second. Okay, got all the oil drained. Now let's get the filter off. Let's play a game called Good News, Bad News. Bad news, my oil filter pliers won't fit in there. Good news, these ones did. I need to get a set. Make sure you date and miles your oil filters. You know, it really helps. Let that drain a bit. And we'll cut into this here oil filter and compare it to the factory Indian filter that I have and see what the differences are. Wow, this thing's got long legs on it. There we go. And for your chieftains, it's a Wix 51 358, and I think Napa is just a 1358. Same filter. Yep, let this drain for a second, and we'll get to cutting this open. I suspect my copper crush washers fell down in here, so we might have to go find those. Okay, interesting stuff. Good news. I mean, they're here. Bad news, I got to put them on, because I already tightened up the drain plugs. Now to the filters. Okay. You have your Wix, you have your Indian filter. Let's see what they got. Start with the Indian filter. Okay, got our check valve. Spring for our overpressure bypass thingamabob. Got our filter element. Doesn't look too bad. A little bit uneven. It's there. Doesn't seem too awful horrible. Then you have your spring in the bottom that holds tension on all that, which is very good. It's actually a metal spring, you know. They didn't cheap out on that. It's a very tough spring. Now let's go to our Wix filter. Alright, a lot bigger check in there. Not that, I mean, it probably matters for flow. Probably flows a little bit better. The real interesting thing, oh, I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Oh, maybe. There we go. Is the element. A lot finer pleats to it. The only ones that are sort of uneven are these two right here. That doesn't really matter. But look at that difference. That's crazy. That's easily another 25 to 30% more filtering on it. And right there is your bypass. I don't know if I've ever seen one quite like that. It's pretty cool. But this is why I normally run Wix filters on everything. And then that's just kind of a retention spring thing. Doesn't actually hold spring pressure the way that this one does, which I don't think really matters. But yeah, I thought that'd be super cool. As far as in here, there's nothing really going on. It's all pretty clean. I like to check these filters because I do like to run it like it's a race bike every now and then, even though I shouldn't. But yeah, no, this is all bad. So let's get to filling this thing up. Okay, so I am 4.5 quarts in out of 5.5. But, oh, if you can see it, right there is the oil level. And the only way you can solve that is either, I guess, let this thing sit for quite a while, or you can start it. Okay, now you shut her off after, I don't know, 20 seconds or so. And your oil level has gone down. So now you can finish filling it without spilling it all over the place. Just make sure you don't get too far in, because then before you know it, you got oil running down the side of this like I did the first time I did it. Alrighty, so that's all the more there is to it. I put 5.5 quarts in this thing. Checking your oil on this, so you start it for 30 seconds and then pull your dipstick. Your dipstick can be really hard to get off, so you might need something to get the first little quarter turn or whatever. But overall, if you don't have any leaks and you put the correct amount of oil in it, you're perfectly fine. And that came from an Indian tech himself. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I do use AMSOIL with Wix filters. I haven't tried the AMSOIL filters yet, but Wix has always done good for me. And yeah, get out there and do your own maintenance, understand your bike a little bit better, and practice slow speed maneuvers as much as possible.